the court compared to the other ones?
One, we got a sense of how hard Miami plays. We haven't played an Eastern Conference team in quite a while. They play extremely hard, and they showed that in that first quarter. But we have some resilience on our side, and we was able to be down early, 23-10, and be able to take the lead before the first quarter ended. So, big step for our ball club.
Your defense has carried the way this whole season as a team. You've led the way on that end as well, verbally, physically. What in those second and third quarters, and really the end of the first two, what did you guys figure out on that end that helped you limit Miami?
We had to play a little bit harder. We had to match their intensity. We had to match their will. We had to match their drive. Once we did that, we was able to cover for one another, get stops, and then get out and do what we do best on the offensive end.
How about the two-man game with you and AD? It just seems like it's been clicking from the start. Here it is in the finals again. You're both able to get what you wanted to. How has that been going throughout the season and tonight especially?
Well, we try to work well off one another. Our team leans on us, both offensively and defensively, to make plays, and that's our job. We're the two captains of the team, and we put that responsibility on our back. So tonight was another good effort for us, but we know we got to be a lot better in game two.
All right, LeBron, last thing for you. You mentioned game two. You said it's championship or bust. You have to get 4 wins. What do you take out of this one that's most important heading into that second game?
Well, we got game one, and that's what's most important. We got game one under our belt, and we're going to watch film, dive into the film session tomorrow, and see ways we could be better. I believe you could be just as great in a win and learn from your mistakes than if you lose a game. So I'm looking forward to getting to the film session tomorrow as a team and see ways we could be better in game two.
Okay, LeBron, we appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Mike.
All right, LeBron James not celebrating anything.
Never guess who we have along for the ride. We have a cast of thousands nearly. Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Isaiah Thomas, and Jared Greenberg and Steve Smith are inside the bubble in Orlando. Shaq, we're going to start with you first because we just saw you and D Wade with your bet. I see all of your bling in front of you, presenting very well. What are your expectations for this matchup? You're familiar with both franchises.
Yes, I'm very familiar with both franchises, and as a basketball fan, as a guy that hasn't played basketball in over 10-some-odd years, I just want to see great basketball. I'm aligned with both franchises. Both franchises gave me the ability to play, utilize my talent, and win championships. So I'm going to bow out in making predictions on this one. I just want to see good basketball. I actually know it's going to be good basketball, and in a perfect world, this goes to 7 games. And then the last game be one of the most memorable games in NBA history. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages for both sides, but listen, I have my jersey retired in LA, in Miami, and I just did that piece because they asked me to do it for the job. But look, as a basketball fan / analyst, I just want to see some great basketball. And good luck to the Miami Heat organization and good luck to the LA organization. But I'm going to pass to my good friend Isaiah, who has no alliances with either Miami and LA, so I'm going to allow Isaiah Thomas to answer the question for me on who he thinks is going to win this championship. But like I said, in a perfect world, I would love to see this go 7. What you think, Zeke?
I think it goes maybe 5, but I think you're Lakers, and you have Laker, Miami. All of y'all have the same culture, so it really doesn't matter who wins. But let's just say this: the traditional Laker culture will win the championship because the Laker culture is in the Miami Heat, and so are you, Shaq. I mean, you in LA and Miami, so you win either way it goes.
Okay, and Kenny, we're gonna get to you shortly, so don't get too excited. Hold on. We want to get to this role because we want to show you guys all of the things that LeBron James has done in the finals. We know that it's been spectacular, starting back to his first appearance in the finals in 2007. A young pup, the age of 22, Spurs swept. Then in 2011, his first season with the Heat ended with the finals loss in Game 6 to the Dallas Mavericks. On to 12 and 13, won his first title in 2012, defeating OKC. And then in 2014, the Spurs got revenge, downing LeBron James. 2015, the Warriors defeat the Cavs 4-2. And then moving on to 2016, LeBron James and the Cavs had an amazing comeback from a 3-1 deficit against the Warriors. And then 17 and 18, Steph and KD took down LeBron's Cavs in back-to-back years. LeBron James has no extra motivation, he says, in playing his former team. Let's listen.
There's no extra meaning to winning a championship, no matter who you're playing against. It's already hard enough to even reach the finals, to be in this position. So if you're able to become victorious out of the finals, it doesn't matter who it's against. It's probably been the most challenging thing I've ever done as far as a professional. I would be lying if I sat up here and knew that everything inside the bubble, what it would, the toll that it would take on your mind and your body, and everything else. I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to compete for a championship. I've been as locked in as I've ever been in my career.
Okay, you heard him talk about the mental toll, so that leads us right inside the bubble. Jarrett Greenberg, Steve Smith, I remember doing my time down there in Orlando. It is a struggle to survive mentally and continue to work. So, to you, gentlemen, what say you about life inside the bubble?
Well, Stephanie, you know this, how different it all is down here. We know it's a new normal. You've heard all the cliches, but I just want to put it in perspective for people. At last year's NBA Finals between the Warriors and Raptors, the NBA issued more than 1,500 media credentials, 1,500. In what we call the green zone here, where Smitty and I have all access to the court, they've only allotted 30 media credentials. So it is a different world here. And here's what's also different about LeBron and his team. It's rare in the NBA Finals, his 10th trip, that he is a favorite to win the championship. In fact, those in Vegas believe LeBron is a very heavy favorite. He's only lost as the favorite once. That was back in 2011 against the Dallas Mavericks. How much is on the line for LeBron against the Miami Heat?
Well, I think, Jared, you kind of summed it up best. Let's back up and talk about the mental toughness of being in this bubble. There's no fans. Like you said, there's no crowd. So whether it's the opposing crowd or your home crowd to get you up, and even great players love to go on the road and get those victories. That's when they shine the most. So the mental toughness for LeBron James has to be at an all-time high. Then we go to the physical. When you start to see the way he's playing at such an unbelievable level, and then I'm going to look at his numbers. What he's averaging in this playoff is pretty much better than the regular season numbers he's had this year, and his career playoff numbers, which have been unbelievable, special. And he's locked in, because the one thing I like right now is how he's finishing games, especially how he's finished the last game versus the Denver Nuggets.
Stephanie, coming up in a bit, Steve Smith sits down with Andre Iguodala. I'll chat with both head coaches who are just entering the building. I'll have a one-on-one with Coach Vogel and Coach Spoelstra, and we'll check back in with you live here courtside in Orlando.
Cannot wait. You guys keep it up. Appreciate you so much and all your effort. Okay, Kenny,